What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. I'm Wayno. How y'all feeling? I want to jump straight into it, man. Sherrone Moore is a bozo. Sherrone Moore is possibly going to get, he's definitely got bozo of 2025. He's got that sewn up. If there's an MVP for being a clown, for being a freaky deviant, for you know, if he did a master class on how to fumble a great opportunity, he'd be a motherfucking professor. He was the coach of the Michigan Wolverines football squad. I envy that. I don't envy that because I want to coach football. I envy that because them niggas get Jordan PEs that cost like $5,000 a pop. That's my own personal issues, right? But this man has put himself in one of the most embarrassing situations you could possibly think of. My fault, Michigan, what up though? Specifically Detroit, because the campus is downtown. You know what I mean? I drive past it every time I used to hit the city. What up though? I want to talk to my brothers right here, right now. And I want to talk to the sisters too, because y'all, you know what I mean? First of all, y'all niggas got to control y'all horny levels. Y'all got horny power levels over 9,000. Facts. Over 9,000. Y'all out here playing games with your life. You out here playing games with your opportunity. You out here playing all these games and you not getting no bread playing them, and I'm going to tell you how you could get some bread. If you out here playing games and you're not getting no money, let me tell you how you could get some quick money just by playing games. Freecash.com. And this is 100% legit. Make sure that you hit this QR code on my screen. You could go on freecash.com and be making anywhere between $10 to $20 a day. Don't think that immediately when you sign up, you're going to be getting crazy bread. That's not how it works. You feel me? You got to be consistent and you got to keep playing. There's people that's won up to like 500, but on top of them winning 500, you don't have to put up no money yourself. You can stick to the free levels and keep leveling up and just keep cashing out. Signing up is like signing up for anything else. All you got to do is use your email, make a password, you feel me? And then you off to the races. You could get you a couple of dollars. When it's time to cash out, you got options. You can either use PayPal or you can use a gift card. Freecash.com. Now, I want each and every one of y'all to know that I consider this a very, very, very serious situation. Reason being is because this. As men, women as well, when you praying, when you wishing, hoping, manifesting, putting in work, staying up late, waking up early, putting in overtime, anything you could think of to propel yourself into a new space, and you get that space, do not let the arrogance of your sexual desire ruin everything you ever wish for, work for, pray for, everything I just mentioned. This is too common, especially with men. Especially with men. Don't get it twisted. We get it. Men are, you know, they want to hunt. We want to hunt. Everybody always on the look for the next thing. But I'll tell y'all something. Like I said, if there was a master class on how to fumble your bread, your opportunity, this nigga would be a professor. Because guess what? He himself, Mr. Moore, was messing with an executive assistant. She started out making around like 50-something bands. And once he starts overseeing her, she skyrockets to about like 90-something bands. On top of that, it's a white girl. Not to say that it would have been any better if it wasn't. I'm just saying, y'all niggas keep losing. Y'all keep losing because you want to play in the snow. Y'all think it's a joke. Y'all think it's a game. Not to say that any other woman that feels, you know, neglecting a situation where she's with you and you got your own situation is not going to one day violate that, because that's a risk that you take in getting in these type of situations. But what is it? What is it with these brothers that are in these great spaces, and when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl? Like, what is it with y'all? What kind of fairy dust they got in they shit? What is the secret recipe? Like what is going on where you would jeopardize losing all your money? Oh, because he lost big. He lost real big. Let's watch the report.
News in college football. Michigan has fired head football coach Sherrone Moore for cause. The school said that an investigation found that Moore had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Moore had been suspended for 3 games and given a 2-year show cause order for his part in the school's scouting and sign stealing scandal just a few years ago. Senior college football writer Pete Thamel is all over this story and joins us now. What details do you have about this investigation and which led to this firing?
Yeah, Kevin, this is something that's been percolating at Michigan for the last couple weeks. There was initial flurry of speculation and an early investigation that died down toward the end of the regular season. There had been a lot of uneasiness on the Michigan staff. Sources had told me Sherrone Moore had been acting strange, berating assistant coaches, not acting in a had quieted within the last couple weeks and obviously percolated back up within the last week. And look, I've been around this for a long time. It is rare that you get a statement like the one Michigan had, being as explicit as they are, saying it was an inappropriate relationship with a staff member that led to Sherrone Moore's firing. He would have been owed, Kevin, more than $12 million on the 3 years remaining on his initial contract. Michigan will not pay him that money as they're firing him for cause.
All right, Moore was the team's former offensive coordinator, was promoted to the top job after Jim Harbaugh left following the 2023 National Championship. They're getting ready for a bowl game against Texas in the Citrus Bowl. What's going to be the next move here for Michigan, especially after so many top jobs have been filled around the country?
So your man was about to get $4 million a year for 3 years. I'm going to say it again. $4 million a year for 3 years for something that he loved to do. Mind you, he was married and had 2 kids. Oh, man. My nigga. You know what? This ain't even the worst part of the story, for real. But this is grade A crashing out. This is grade A crashing out. Like, this got to be the definition. Like, when people say crash out, it got to be shit like this. But you can also crash and get into an accident, and then you know you got a call. If you want to be the best rapper, you got to have the best bars. Just like Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. They gotten over $25 billion with more than 500,000 clients. And the results speak for themselves. A client in Pennsylvania got $29 million after being offered only $500,000. Another client in Florida got $20 million after being offered $0. Morgan & Morgan been fighting for the people for over 35 years. It's like hiring a legal army that's always going to ride for you. If you get injured by somebody else's negligence, then you deserve to be paid. Not all law firms is created equal. Hiring the wrong one could cost you. If you get injured, you could check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. Excuse me. He has 3 children. So let's read a little bit, right? The split prompted a flurry of calls and texts from Moore that the woman did not return. Moore is married to another woman and they have 3 children together. Talk about embarrassment, my nigga. On top of that, Moore's actions in the wake of his former lover breaking up with him led her to go to officials and detail their relationship. The school had previously investigated a tip about the situation. Oh, somebody was hating, my nigga. See, this is the thing, bro. You had that little young joint. You had that little young snowball on your hip. And somebody was watching, like, drop dime on them. I don't like that shit. They was watching you the whole time. See, I was told when I was very young to not shit where you eat. Reason why I was told that was because I was in front of my building doing something that I should not be doing. And an older dude pulled me to the side and said, bro, you live right here, right? Yeah. You live right here? Yeah. If I know you live right here and you doing something in public that you know you shouldn't be doing, then it's only a matter of time before you get caught. And then that's going to affect your moms and your living situation. You don't shit where you eat. but you also don't shit where you work. See, I got a problem. I'm gonna keep it 100. I think people who get into relationships with people they work with are fucking weirdos. I'm just gonna call it like it is. Everybody got the right to love who they want to love. Everybody got the right to be with who they want to be with. But I'm talking about people who play that little sneaky game and they end up in relationships and it's with a person that they see in every day. Like, how could you mess with somebody that you got to see all day, 8 hours of a day? Y'all sneaking doing, like, yo, listen, it's bad out here. But like I said, this ain't even the worst part of the story. Let's watch some more of the news report.
Surprising firing and a shocking arrest at the same time, rocking the world of college sports this morning. The University of Michigan dismissing football coach Sherrone Moore on Wednesday, only for him to be arrested and booked in a county jail. This was hours later. News Nation's Ryan Bass tracking this one for us. So, Ryan, quite a whirlwind in the past few hours. What are you learning about Moore's termination and this investigation underway now?
Yeah, this escalated rather quickly last night, Kelly. I mean, Moore was fired by the university and then hours later was detained. Now, the university is saying that he was dismissed after an investigation found that he had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, which led to his dismissal. In terms of his arrest, we're still getting some details that are trickling in. But in terms of police, they have arrested Moore, and it's unclear if that is connected to his firing. The incident happened about 30 minutes before Michigan announced his dismissal. Jail records show that the 39-year-old was booked yesterday evening, but don't list charges or a court date just yet. Pittsfield Township Police, without naming Moore, said they responded to an alleged assault and took one person into custody. Now, Michigan's athletic director said that Moore was terminated after an internal investigation found, quote, credible evidence that he had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, a clear violation of university policy. He added,
Oh, we got the details, which we will show very shortly. But this is the tender type dudes. You feel me? These is the dudes who, listen, they get appointed into positions of power, and with that power, they don't know how to handle it. So you know what they do? They abuse their power. And it's not just about what he's doing personally. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about what he's doing personally, but look how he messed up his life professionally. And then he wants to blame the girl. See, when you take on certain roles, you take on certain jobs, you got to understand something, my G. You don't have the privilege of messing up. See, that's the difference between niggas and everybody else. When you a nigga, you should know better. That's the thing. Ain't no you got time. I didn't know. I'm learning. This is just, this is my first rodeo. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing. Ain't no patience for that. Because guess what? In America, you should know better. Because that's how they treat us. So there's no benefit of the doubt. There's no opportunity to explain yourself. There is no way for you to get out of this publicly because you put yourself in it privately. See, the thing about this is that you represent very esteemed brands. You're working with the Michigan University team. You know what I'm saying? You coach the Wolverines. You're 39 years old. You're wearing Jordan brand. You feel me? I told y'all I'm tight about them niggas getting them PEs. Now I'm playing. I'm going to give me some Michigan PEs. Somebody at Michigan, if you got any 10s and a halves, holla at me for a decent price. Sidebar. But if you get into these said positions, if you get into these opportunities, my nigga, you don't have the chance to fuck up. You want to know why? Because now you done stained your girl. Well, not your girl, your wife. You done stained your kids. This is something that they gonna have to live with. This is something that they gonna have to deal with. And you could turn and you could point and you could cry, complain about how everybody in the world and did you wrong, but you knew what this was when you signed up for this. See, that's the thing they tell gang members. When you're a gang member, and after you put in work, and then you put in work, and then you put in work, and then and somebody that you put in work on, somebody has a plate, you catch them, you know what I mean? You get that plate, and you don't know how bad the plate was that you caught, and that person is no longer here or something, then you hear, well, listen, man, you're looking at the rest of your life. You know what's the first thing I said to that person? You knew what you signed up for. hold your head high, my nigga. Go in that courtroom and be just as adamant about everything that you did wrong so you can accept everything that they did, that they about to do to you, the right way. And he ended up in court, as you heard. Here's the bond tent, as WAC 100 would say.
As we all now know, defendant was at some point on Wednesday afternoon fired from his employment. He then, at some point soon thereafter, came to her apartment in the address that is alleged in the complaint, barged his way into that apartment, immediately then proceeded to a kitchen drawer, grabbed several butter knives and a pair of kitchen scissors, and began to threaten his own life. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life. And a series of very, very threatening, intimidating, terrifying, quite frankly, statements and behaviors there in that apartment. It was only then, Your Honor, when the victim, she called her attorney and then at some point indicated she was going to call the police, and then he left. And so, Your Honor, while I understand that there isn't evidence to suggest that he directly threatened the victim with any of those implements that I've indicated, the totality of the behavior is highly threatening and highly intimidating. She was terrorized, Your Honor. And in light of the totality of all of those circumstances, we consider a risk to public safety, a risk to this victim. And it's for those reasons that we are asking for those specific conditions. I'm more than happy to answer any other questions that the court may have, or give you further information.
Oh, no. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. You know a nigga done lost they mind. They done lost their mind when they threatening to harm themselves with butter knives. Oh, man. Not only has he caused his family embarrassment, the state of Michigan embarrassment, the university, the team that believed in him, all these brands and all these people that worked with him. But look at what he did himself. He don't even know how to deal with his emotions. At the point where he was caught, he wasn't man enough to be able to face his consequences. So what does he do? Run over to his shorty house and say, "Why you tell them? My life is over. I'm going to take a butter knife and sleep." I'm laughing because this nigga's a bozo. I'm just putting it out there, man. He's a bozo. I don't feel sorry for him. And this is not to just like everybody, who are you to pass judgment? Nigga, God is not the only judge. Evidently, he in court, he got to see the judge, right? We judge people based on their actions. If a person acts erratically, if they act belligerent, if they act stupid, if they speak with no sort of level of direction or do things that's out of hand that they don't usually do, we're going to judge that. And I'm judging him as a bozo. And the reason being is because who wants to get to the mountaintop and deliberately jump off head first? Who wants to work hard and immediately crumble everything that they tried to build because they want to mess with some little joint that they work with? Y'all got to have some more sexual discipline. This is a lesson for all of us because temptation lies in all of us. There is got to be some sort of level of sexual discipline amongst men, especially men in high places, which that's where you see it the least, right? Like, that's where you really see it the least, right? There's always some scandal. There's always some situation. There's always somebody doing some old other neck shit and don't know how to control themselves. And even when they get caught, they don't man up to the situation. See, the thing about it is like, is this everybody's business? Yeah, because it's in the news. Did it have to be? I mean, to an extent, it was already going to be. But in the place that he's at, he didn't consider any of the things that he worked to build. And I don't know his personal relationship with his wife and none of that, but I can't imagine the level of embarrassment she's feeling. His kids, their future. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no joke. It really ain't. It's a lot of funny shit in here though. Like, don't get it twisted. It's mad funny shit in here. Like I said, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, you gonna do all of that over some little white chick? Like, bro, step your discipline up. That's my lesson. I don't know. I don't have a lesson for all these episodes, but if I could say anything, I would say that, like, step your discipline up. You know what I mean? You don't always have to touch what you see or taste what you see. You know what I mean? Or indulge in whatever it is you see. Have some personal discretion amongst yourself. Have some self-respect. Because all it took was one thing to go wrong from all the things that felt right for him to lose everything. This is how I do it myself. For the ones that rock with me, you know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually you will. I will catch y'all Monday. Peace. This is an idea that was in my mind, and then I communicated it to the person who does my logos, and I told them, and we got this. Then it went from me having the logo to put on my channel to me actually having product, and that's why I'm doing this. And then we got the Family First edition, is to basically solidify that blood makes you related. A bond makes you family, you feel me? And with this Family First piece, when you get one of these, just know that when I start doing this live, if you purchase the Family First piece, then that gives you perks at the live show. You know what I mean? You might get a discount on the tickets, all that. So my whole idea for doing this, man, was to just inspire others that if you have an idea, if you have a thought, if you have something, you know, that you're working on or want to work on, and you might be frightened about it, you might be, you know, second guessing or doubting yourself, don't. Just do it. You know what I mean? I'll do it myself.